My name is Armen Mirzayan. I'm a dentist. I practice in Nevada and California. I'm licensed in 2 states in America. I'm the CEO of the company that we founded called CAD-Ray, where we sell intraoral scanners, milling machines, printers, CAD software, materials, everything digital dentistry, CT machines. We have solutions for those in America, and we distribute quite a few different product lines. We have a team of about 15 people, about 3 or 4 people in sales, and about 10 people in support staff, and we have quite a lot of users in the US that are using intraoral scanners that they got from us. So we know the industry very, very well, and we've tried quite a lot of different manufacturers, and I'm really referring to dentist-specific manufacturers. There's plenty of manufacturers that produce materials that are for labs, and labs are a completely different animal than dentist chair side. So there are very specific needs that you have to have for a dentist, and usually a manufacturer will have to have a manager on staff, an employee that will just do the chair side part, and another person will do the lab part. And most companies are not comfortable or are willing to make that much of an investment in having somebody that can run that department for them. We estimate they'd have to spend probably $500,000 in hiring the right people, the right resources to make it dental specific. So now they have to sell so many more machines to justify that cost. So a lot of people haven't been willing to take that risk. DOF has, with Sean in the US, who's been very instrumental in helping us, and we've gone through probably a dozen different milling machines, dozen different companies, and no one's been as responsive as you guys have been. So that's exactly why we formed a partnership, and we pursued an exclusivity, because we as distributors have to put in just as much effort as the manufacturer does to make sure it's a viable product. So I'm constantly testing stuff, I'm constantly checking to make sure it works, and there's a lot of commitment on our part, and we don't like to do that with a manufacturer who's not serious about penetrating the chairside market. Our customers are very well educated, they do their homework, and quite a lot of us have been burned in the past by different manufacturers where you buy something that's don't live up to your expectations. So by now we've established a good reputation for DOF. Everybody knows, it's pretty well-known name. The other thing is that the DOF milling machine provides a solution that many other milling machines don't have. So it's always a balance between, doctors will pay for something if they're going to get their money's worth. Last thing you want to do is spend their money and then not have the functionality they purchased in a milling machine. So there's quite a few things that really make the DOF Craft 5 stick out from the rest, because you can do dry mill, wet mill. Some milling machines will do that. Most don't, so you either have to do one or the other. I can mill titanium abutments, which as a dentist I love, because I can control the emergence profile, the contours of the abutments, and then to be able to mill that in-house has a great advantage. And the fact that we can mill glass or zirconia, completely different animals as well, have to be handled very differently, and it's great to have a versatile machine that'll do both. Now, if somebody's super busy, they have a very large practice, they have 5 doctors and it's going all day, we actually recommend they buy 3 or 4 of these milling machines. So one is just zirconia, one's just Emax, one's lithium disilicate, one's just metal, because the cleanup and the maintenance is much easier that way. But most dentists aren't in that situation. They'll have one machine that'll serve all their needs, do all those things. So it's a very well-rounded solution for a dental chairside solution. So one of the biggest advantages, and I'm probably very alone on this, so there's so many other things to focus on, but the thing that's impressed me the most is the submerged milling. So it sounds very simple. It actually is a very simple solution, but many people can't implement that just because of the way their milling machines are built. They don't have, the arm can't support the back. You can't have the thing submerged. It just so happens with the DOF, it's perfectly submerged. You just make sure everything's very well lubricated at all times, and the results are phenomenal. Much less chipping at the ceramic margins, and the tool life significantly increases. If you're not in the know, if you're not in the industry, this may not make sense to you, but it's very important to us as clinicians to have a great result and to have the tool life extend beyond what we're used to. Very good question. So I'm a dentist, my wife is a dentist, I'm in a dental office all day, and I don't have the time to go see the dentist for my own work. So anytime I can get something done in a single appointment as opposed to 2 appointments, it's a huge positive, because I don't have to numb the patient twice. I don't have to come back. I don't have to deal with the scheduling. So there's tremendous clinical advantages. Can't say this for certain, but the idea is that if you cut a tooth, you prepare a tooth, the sooner you restore it and don't touch it, the less likely it is to be sensitive or need a root canal. There's a lot of debate whether that's real or not, but to me I felt like that was a big promise too, so I didn't have to have somebody in a temporary, the sensitivity would go down dramatically, less root canals, but that's anecdotal, there's no science behind that. So that's from the clinical perspective. Now from the business perspective, in the US, there are tremendous advantages tax-wise. The government loves when you invest in equipment. They love when you make capital purchases. So we have a lot of incentives. I won't bore you with the details, but if I keep it simple, we in the US, I have no idea how it works in Korea, we spend this much, we make this much, we're taxed on the difference. Well, we can also take, if we spend this much on the milling machine, we can also write off, depreciate a chunk of it. So now the cost basis goes from here to here, so I'm taxed a lot less than I would have otherwise. So it has tremendous advantages business-wise, having a machine where you can manufacture things in your office. There's quite a lot of programs. We have R&D tax credits. There's U.S. manufacturing tax. If you manufacture things within your office, there's also some tax benefits to that. Those aren't as big a deal as the depreciation I mentioned earlier. It's a significant impact on all businesses, and what's really difficult for us is most people don't know exactly where they stand until December of the year. So they call us last minute with a few days to go in the year because they have to purchase it and install it in that time frame. So December is a crazy month for all dentists and all manufacturers and distributors. You have to deliver and install quite a lot at the last second once the doctor calls his or her accountant. They say, okay, you're ready, you can pay this much in tax, or you can buy an equipment. So they call us right away and say, I want that piece of equipment. I'd rather invest in the practice than to pay the tax on that. So there's tremendous advantage of having an office mill. It was a very good question, so I'm going to sound a little bit egotistical or maybe too dramatic here, but we're at the point where we think that no other distributor should be selling digital dentistry products because they just don't know how the solution works. So traditionally we've had a lot of distributors selling these, and quite a few of them don't even know how to turn a scanner on, they don't know how to turn a milling machine on, whereas we think we have an incredible team, or everybody on our team is very well versed in scanning, designing, milling, printing, handling materials. I'm a dentist, we have that advantage as well. So to keep it simple, our goal is to be the world's largest distributor of digital dentistry products, and that's what we're striving for.